Good afternoon, everyone. Let it snow, let it snow. Italy, massive floods after the remnants of Sebastian slam Europe. Sudden stratospheric warming event on tap, beginning to cool in about 4 days from now. Northern Hemisphere going to plunge in temperatures. Anywhere you see blue is going to be abnormal cold. And coupled with this, depletion of the ozone, the whole in the exact same location as the stratospheric warming event. With all the common threats occurring across the globe, extreme weather, natural disasters, power grid failures, California threatening to shut off the power grid, instability of governments, what's the perfect gift of night protection for you and your loved ones this holiday season? Patriot Brother X 2020 flashlight, solar powered. If you have a portable device, you can recharge using this flashlight. 800 lumen LED compass, wire rope cutter. Get 25% off the new 2020 model and use promo code ADAPT25 for 25% off your purchase. PatriotFlashlight.com. The link's in the description box below. Starting off here, the remnants of Sebastian slamming Eastern Europe, heading over the Alps, Italy, France, Austria. Extreme weather continues, and if you're in these areas, expect extremely high wind. The chart is in millimeters. For those of you in the States, 250 millimeters is 9.8 inches. And look at some of this, well over 250, pushing up into the 500 millimeter range. That's about 18 inches of rain. High winds expected along with dangerous flooding. This was the forecast to begin through France, Italy, and Austria. Also along with this, smashing into a cold front, looking at least 5 to 6 feet of snow during this exact same period. And if you're in the locations that are in yellow, that's going to be the highest precipitation, and for sure mountain towns are going to be cut off. Skiing is going to be epic this year. They've already had a 5-foot snowfall earlier. Take a look at that. But as we progress in, it looks like the forecasts are on the money. This is how much snow has fallen over the last 24 hours in these exact same areas that were not so much snow covered before. Austria adding on to the 5 feet that they received last week. France also reporting in at least 3 feet so far, and the snowfall does continue in through the sunset. Piedmont area in Italy reflecting exactly what these forecasts were. So on the money this time. Hopefully some people were kept in safety by these amazingly accurate forecasts off GFS as well as Heirloom. Now if we take a look at the Dolomites over in Austria on November 19th, 180 centimeters is 6 feet of snow. So this particular event is going to add another 4 to 5 feet on top of that. Record breaking this early, and their record's going back 140 years. Last winter also broke records, and here we are, the second winter in a row with extreme snowfalls, and yet another tropical storm is going to be bashing this exact same area next week. Destructive flooding, Calabria, southern Italy, multiple locations, a lot of images coming out. Remember, it's just becoming daybreak after this storm's landing. Snowing through the night, raining through the night, so there should be an enormous amount of images over the next 24 to 48 hours as the storm dissipates and as these totals come in. And also of incredible interest for us in the Northern Hemisphere, sudden stratospheric warming event to last for a full 6 weeks and freeze the Northern Hemisphere. That Arctic air mass is going to be knocked off center. Now remember, the media is going to run with this. They're going to say, warming, it's CO2. Well, actually it's not. It's a natural phenomenon. It used to happen much more infrequently than it is now. It seems to be occurring on a yearly basis now. Once before, it was a 3-year, 7-year event. We would see it that infrequently, but now it seems to be commonplace yearly. And in the Southern Hemisphere this year, there was a sudden stratospheric warming event too. But in the Southern Hemisphere, it's extremely rare. They've only seen it twice in the last 100 years. And guess what? This year was the second instance. So these final forecasts coming out for the winter, it is going to be well below normal temperatures here. And you can see where this Arctic air mass is going to be knocked off the North Pole, pushed and how the winds are going to redirect this cold into new and unseen places. So the dark purple is going to be the coldest, and when I say that, they're looking at something like 20 degrees Fahrenheit below the normal temperatures, and as you come off that ring into the different types of blues, you can get a really good temperature forecast. But at the height of the event, which they're looking for about 3 weeks from now, this is where the dark purple and the blues, all the way from California clear into Central Europe, but you can see that really cold is going to be centered over Scandinavian countries and into, looks like Scotland, parts of Ireland as well. And again, with GFS coming out, incredible detail here. I'll let you pause the screen and look for the temperature variance in your own area. But it looks like this is going to be pushing all the way down into the southeast US and all the way into northern Africa as well. And a different look here at some of the surface anomalies from day 0, which will be in about 5 days, all the way for a full month. And this event is supposed to run into the first week of January. So it'll be a good glimpse here. Blue, if you're in those areas, it's going to be extremely cold at the beginning of the winter here. If you're in the yellow area, it's going to remain stable or even a little warmer as these air masses get bounced around. And another look here for you with a little more detailed temperatures and how widespread this sudden stratospheric warming event will be. Zoomed in here over what will be the coldest areas of Europe, as in the UK, parts of France, and it looks like Norway and Sweden. And to add in a little more wow factor on top of this, see that pink right in the middle? Right exactly where that stratospheric warming event is happening? Ozone depletion. And I thought, well, how big can this ozone hole get over the northern hemisphere here? And at the height of the stratospheric warming event, that black is how widespread the ozone depletion hole will be. Look how far down that goes, exactly in those same areas right over Europe. So even if it's winter, extreme risk of UV and sunburn while being outside for winter sports, far, far above what the norm is. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. And as you come in through the holiday season, long-term food storage, My Patriot Supply, and Adapt 2030, great way to support the channel, as well as the new merch, the November design. It's not CO2, it's not you, it's the sun. And look forward to what we have coming up in December. Limited time only to get the November design. Links are in the description box for both, and I will see you next video.